Grace here needs some answers too. Hey, Grace.
Okay, so I have an issue.
All right, bring it.
Okay, so I have a friend, or at least I thought she was a friend, and her name's Tara, and we work together, and we've been coworkers for, I don't know, the past several years. And I consider her to be one of my best friends. And we have a close group of friends in the office, of course. But out of the group, Tara's my closest. Anyway, about 2 months ago, I was moved to a different department and a different floor, and so I don't get to see everybody as often as I like, but I'm still really close friends with all of them. And so basically, all the ladies received invitations to Tara's wedding, which is next weekend, and several of my coworkers received their wedding invitations like weeks before I did. And I hope it was a mistake, but I just want to know, did the other people receive the invitations? Like, was I truly invited? Have I dropped down to like a tier 2 status? And I just want to know that like I'm on the B list and not the A list.
Why?
Okay, first of all, I think Mo and I need some clarification into this bridal world. So do invitations get sent out in waves, like the important people first,
Yeah.
and then there's a B, and then there's a C, and there's a D?
That's what I did.
Really?
I sent out to you have like the essential, like family members, and then like your best good friends, but then people start, I can't make it, and they start falling off. So then you're like, oh, we can invite 20 more people. Wonderful. My coworkers were a B string. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
None of y'all went.
Yeah. Should have been D.
I want to know, like, why did I move down to like the second tier of people in our life?
But you got invited.
But that's a possibility. But there's another possibility. With my wedding, we just sent everything out at the same time, but we were dealing with a wedding planner that there were 15 invitations that got shoved on her desk underneath a bunch of stuff. And there was also a bunch of invitations she forgot to put actual stamps on.
Yep.
So they came back. So
I got my invite to Kristen's wedding like a month after the wedding.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm glad you started those extra meds today.
Sorry, we're not supposed to bring this up
Perfect
anymore.
timing.
It actually caused a rift in the family because somebody was offended that they got the invitation like 2 weeks before the wedding, but it wasn't our fault because our wedding planner had neglected to send out all the invitations at the same time.
Yeah.
So it could be just a mistake.
It could be a mistake.
And you could be in your own head about this whole thing. Now
We
you're
told
thinking,
this person this, by the way, and they did not believe us. And there's still tension because they think we purposefully sent the invitation late so they couldn't come to the wedding.
What does
Wow.
it? Okay, so late. They thought you sent it late so they couldn't come,
Yep.
and it would inconvenience them too much to come. Fine, but for our caller, like she got an invite, just RSVP. Shouldn't that be enough? Like, why are you concentrating on when you got it?
Yeah.
let me ask, if you knew you were the third string invitee, Davi, would you be offended?
I don't want to go to any wedding.
Yes.
I want to be home and I want to watch RuPaul's Drag Race like all day long. So I would be totally fine with being third string because I could go buy you toilet brush or whatever on Amazon. Be like, there's your third string gift.
Know your place.
Know your what? Know your place.
Yeah, she thought she was a starter.
But we were such good friends. I would even have her in my wedding. And so I don't understand. Like, I don't think this was a mistake.
Well, every relationship isn't a mirror image, you know?
Right.
Like, you might feel differently about each other, and that's okay.
All right, here's the good news, Grace, because Grace, off the show, hit up Tommy with 5 questions that she wanted to ask this bride about not being invited or in the first wave of invitations. And she answered all 5 of your questions, Grace.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, because she loves your show. So, I mean...
Man, it's an extensive... We're going to be here a while on all 5 of these answers, okay?
You sure you want these answers?
I want answers.
Okay. You can't handle
I
it.
knew it. I knew it was coming.
So in Grace's case here, okay, Grace, before we tell you what Tara said to your questions, again, the relationship that you built with her is how long and how do you guys know each other?
Oh, through work.
It's a work friend.
So, yeah, and we were really, really close in our circle of friends.
Okay, so you
And
consider
so
yourself really, really good friends at work. Do you guys hang out outside of work?
Yeah, she's the one I hang out with outside of work.
Okay.
So, but shit, our group dynamic shifted when I moved to a different department and a different floor. And so I don't get to, connect and, so just different responsibilities.
Okay.
So I just am really upset and perplexed, and I want my questions answered.
Well, upset and perplexed is not a place we like to be.
No.
I want my answers.
You about to get them.
So you asked her 5 questions. We asked her all 5, and here are the answers to your questions.
All right. So, Grace, your first question. Did you have 2 rounds of invitations that you sent out? Why did I get my invitation weeks after other friends got theirs?
Oh my God.
That's actually 2 questions, but okay. All right. Tara said, no, we didn't have 2 rounds, but we had a wait list, for lack of a better word. Our venue and our budget had a limited capacity. A good friend suggested to write down every single person we would consider inviting to the wedding. Then we listed them in order of priority. We sent invitations early and invited everyone on the list up to our maximum capacity. As we received a regret, we invited the next people on the list. After a few weeks, I contacted anyone that didn't yet reply and asked if they were coming. When several said they were unable, I sent out more invitations. I continued that in order until I had enough replies to reach maximum capacity.
All right, so what does that say then? That
You know,
Yeah.
I think I've heard enough. I can't believe this.
I thought you wanted
I've
your
heard
answers.
enough.
we have four more answers.
I've heard enough.
You,
That's it?
You said you wanted your
I mean,
answers. Multiple answers.
you were on the
That's
wait list.
ridiculous.
It wasn't
Yeah,
a
I'm on the
second.
wait list.
Yeah, you were on the wait list, so you didn't make it in the top for maximum when it came to the maximum capacity.
And that's
But-
not ridiculous. It's based off the amount of people that they can legally
Yeah.
have in there. We're in the middle of a pandemic. It's a fire hazard to have too many people in a certain venue. I'm sure they wanted a bigger venue where they could fit everybody, but it wasn't in their budget. And you have to respect their budget. You can't say that's ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whatever you guys are saying, sure.
And this is her special day.
So-
Why does this upset you so much?
Because we obviously have different views of our relationship. So anyway, I can just guess the rest. So
Okay.
anyway,
Can we, when you hang up on us, can we read the rest for everybody else? It's pretty intriguing
I'm
stuff.
really upset right now. I really am really upset right now, and
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think I can hear it anymore.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's really upsetting.
Okay, we'll let you go.
I don't know why I wasn't part of the first round. I don't know why.
Well, she answered your next question. If you want to hear how she ranked people. Okay. All right.
Tell the world. I don't need to hear it. I'm fine. I'm nobody to her, so fine.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay.
I think she's having a bad day.
Yeah. And sometimes people spend a lot of time with their coworkers and then they're like, yeah, we're best friends forever. And it's like, no, you just have to spend 5 days together.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Like that
I mean,
was.
the reaction was way
She took it hard.
more than,
Are we going to read the rest?
yeah.
Yes.
Kind of want to know. I'm not going to lie to you.
She wanted her answers. I wanted them too. She only wanted one answer.
She asked, if so, how did you decide who was included in the first round?
Okay, hold off on these because we're going to be late. So
Okay.
let's come back here in a couple of seconds.
Ebuzz is real light today if you want to skip Ebuzz.
Okay. And I want to.
Again.
Again.
We got nothing today, y'all. I got nothing.
Here's my e-bus. Take it.
I mean, I have so many things we can talk about, but if you want me to push it, I totally can.
I'm just reading over the answers because, like, I don't want them to be so mean that we push her over the edge. And as I'm reading through them, they're not. They're really not. So,
yeah.
All right. So we will answer the other questions and we'll read them. It's really not bad at all, to be honest with you. She got off with us, but it's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping we'll read this and maybe she can bring herself to listen to it later and hear this and have a little more clarity about the relationship.
She went
Hopefully.
0 to 60 in that
Real
one.
quick.
That one answer.
Okay. We'll read the rest next. I'm not sure we have ever had as explosive a reaction as we had a couple of minutes ago to one of these 5 questions things that we've done. So Grace called us up and she's like, hey, can you guys help me out? Will you hit up my friend Tara, who I'm very, very close with, super close with at work, and I'm pretty convinced I'm on the second wave of her wedding invitation. So can you guys ask her a couple of questions, which almost seems like a weird ask to begin with.
It
it is.
Like letting your insecurities get to a point. I don't know. I just don't expose myself like that. I don't think that kind of insecurity, right?
But it's also weird to stress somebody out right before their wedding with these kind of questions.
Right. So we did ask her the questions and we started to read off the answers to Grace, and she couldn't even get entirely through like 2 questions.
So the first question I asked her was, did you have 2 rounds of invitations that you sent out? Why did I get my invitations a week after other friends got theirs? And it turns out Tara did have not rounds, but a wait list. So she listed everybody out, and then she went through, and as she got regrets, she sent out the invitations. So that meant, no, Tara wasn't a really good friend. She got waitlisted.
You know, I think I've heard enough. I can't believe this.
I thought you wanted
I've
your
heard
answers.
enough.
Oh, we got four more answers.
I've heard enough.
That's it?
You said you wanted your answers. Multiple answers.
You were on the
That's
wait list.
ridiculous.
It wasn't
Yeah,
a
I'm on
second.
the wait list.
Yeah, you were on the wait list. So you didn't make it in the top for maximum when it came to the maximum capacity.
And that's not ridiculous. It's based off the amount of people that they can legally have in there. We're in the middle of a pandemic. It's a fire hazard to have too many people in a certain venue. I'm sure they wanted a bigger venue where they could fit everybody, but it wasn't in their budget. And you have to respect their budget. You can't say that's ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, whatever you guys are saying, sure.
And this is her special day.
Why does this upset you so much?
Because we obviously have different views of our relationship. So anyway, I can just guess the rest. So
Okay.
anyway,
Can we, when you hang up on us, can we read the rest for everybody else? It's pretty intriguing
I'm
stuff.
really upset right now. I really am really upset right now, and
Okay.
I don't think I can hear it anymore.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Really upsetting.
Okay, we'll let you go.
I don't know why I wasn't part of the first round. I don't know why.
Well, she answered your next question. If you want to hear how she ranked people. Okay. All right.
Tell the world I don't need to hear it. I'm fine. I'm nobody to her, so fine.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
That wasn't fun.
Yeah.
So
I think she said she's fine, but I don't think
That's
she's
a
fine.
good, that's a really good example of when a woman says she's fine.
So the reaction to that just seems so, I don't want to say overreactionary because we don't really know all the things, but I mean,
It
That
seems like
doesn't
there's
sound like
something
a-
deeper going on. Obviously, she thought she and Grace were extremely close. She even said, I thought I was like, you were going to be in my wedding. So this
is compounded from something else. Like
Has to
this
be.
is
Sounds
just
like it.
feeding an insecurity she already had. And she, she came to us because she's like, why am I last on the list? And she was.
Well, to be fair, she wasn't last.
second.
She felt like she was nothing to her, which was an exaggeration.
So we got a real miscommunication on the definition of like their relationship.
Expectations.
Together. Expectations. So, all right, as we go through these answers, though, I mean, I think it's going to get better for her.
I hope so. So her second question was, if so, how did you decide who was included in the first round? And Tara's answer was very thorough. She goes, I think I explained how the process worked, but if you were asking me how I prioritized, it was a bit complicated. I just spit on myself.
Super spreader.
Yeah. First, we put everyone into one of these categories. So for the wait list, she had this. Category 1, immediate family, parents, siblings, parents. Category 2, best friend / wedding party. Category 3, extended family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. Category 4, good friends that we get excited to see and see at least once a year. Category 5, coworkers who are friends and don't fall into the above categories. Category 6, obligatory coworkers. 7, casual friends. 8, acquaintances, right? She goes, we knew we weren't able to get to all the categories. 1, 2, 3, and 4 were all invited. And then from there, we went into each category and ranked the individuals. We were also able to get about half of category 5 in our first mailing. So they got all the way through like good friends, and then half of the coworkers who are friends that don't fall into the above categories. After the regrets came in, they were ready to get through the rest of category 5 and half of 6.
All right, go ahead and fight me on this whole eloping thing right now. Let's go. Let's go.
You got a great point now.
So she's still, she's not even married yet, right? They still need, right?
Yeah,
They haven't even had the wedding yet?
Yeah.
So she's still in the process of planning this whole thing. And here she is taking time out of her busy schedule and personal life to answer this should probably tell Grace a lot that she spent all this time trying to make her feel better. Should make her feel better about the whole situation. Because if this is my friend, you and I are never talking again. You are way too high maintenance.
Yeah. If I was the bride, I would have been like, I am not going to dignify any of this with a response.
Right.
Everyone knows how weddings and budgets work. And if you were truly my friend, you would just show up that day and enjoy the open bar and be happy for me and tell me I look pretty.
So is her beef that she was in a different tier, or is it more so that the other coworkers were in a higher tier than her?
It's the collection of both of those things.
This is like an email that should go viral. Like, you know how you see these from time to time online about like a friend that's just gone off the handle over something like this? Just to even ask these questions?
Now, she goes on to say, question 3, Grace says, if so, was I intentionally left off the first round? So now, I think we're just kind of digging in. But Tara's response, if you mean our first mailing, then yes, you are not included in that first mailing. I'm sorry. We really wish budget and space wasn't an issue, and I hope you don't take it personally.
She sure did, though.
Yeah.
As personally as possible.
All right. So Grace's 4th question, I always would have considered you one of my good friends and someone that I would have considered having in my wedding. Yet I wasn't even on your first round of invitations. Did I misjudge our friendship?
Oh, my God.
And Tara's response, well, I guess at least one of us misjudged because I would have never thought you would want me to be in your wedding. Typically, that is reserved for siblings or best friends. I didn't realize we were that close.
Yeah.
And then the last question, did I do something to change our friendship? And Tara's response to Grace, no, not at all. I don't think our friendship changed at all. My fiance and I just have a lot of friends. Unfortunately, we couldn't invite everyone. However, you did end up getting an invitation and said you couldn't come anyway. So I'm not sure why you are so upset.
She said she couldn't go? She didn't tell us about that.
Wait, what?
What a baby.
Wait, she couldn't go this whole time?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm really upset.
I didn't know what to say to that.
You hit me with the surprise ending there.
I think she wasn't going though because she got invited late and she was butthurt.
But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. We got to give Grace no grace today.
Yeah,
all right? She needs to be reality check.
Look, if you want the silver lining here, again, like I'll say, is that she answered all these questions for her,
Yeah.
which says that she values the relationship, just not.
Yeah, because
not
she
equally.
didn't fall in category 8. She didn't fall in category 7 because those people didn't even get invited. She's either an obligatory coworker or a coworker who is a friend who didn't fall in the above categories.
Yeah. So take what you get. Be happy.
All right, 3 words for you. Elope.
The Bert Show.